Good morning. Good morning. It's 9:30 on Friday. Jodie Fitzgerald here with my Friday A Dog's View show. Just for those who might not know me, I'm the CEO and founder of Fitz Your Dog Training, and I am a licensed family dog mediator, and I am here to talk about dogs, to help people and everybody learn about dogs and become curious about what and who dogs really are. And thanks for joining. I love the topic of dogs. There's so much to share. What I was thinking about today was, if anybody's watching and wants to ever add ideas or to solutions to that we want to talk about, that would be great. But today I thought I would talk about boundaries. And boundaries is one of my favorite topics when it comes to talking about dogs because it involves personal space. And we all have our own personal space. And just if you're thinking about, generally we have our personal space that we're in. And not only when we're out somewhere, but then when you think about if somebody goes to meet you, right? Whether they shake your hand or if a stranger, how many people would you like to come up that you don't know to come and grab you, give you a hug, come right into your space? Everybody has their own personal space. Some people love hugs, and other people just want to shake hands, and other people don't. They do the fist bump. There's just like that, even just simply that kind of meeting people. Boundaries when it comes to dogs, we have a lot of expectations of them to be the best friend and want to meet everybody. And just like humans, there's many dogs that do not want to have somebody touching them right away or walking up, or they would like to make their own decision and choice on that, and us controlling it can make it so much more difficult. And so the control that I'm talking about is especially things with on a leash, or if you're in a closed space in a house, having that boundary, and not even like if you want to step back, you personally you can step out of the way. But a dog, we often control them, and they don't have that choice to get away if they need to or want to. And just that kind of simple thinking about boundaries of a dog can really change what you're doing and what you're expecting from dogs. And, like I said, some dogs really like it and some dogs really don't. There's actually far more who don't want to be your best friend immediately than there are those who do want to be your friend immediately. And it's wonderful that dogs do. But that just really brings to mind something. I was reviewing some things earlier and talking about your freedoms. You have five freedoms. Bramble's five freedoms was mostly created for animals, but for farm animals, but it can be applied to all animals. And we really, it's just kind of a basic ideal that everybody has, that every animal should have freedom to express their normal behavior, freedom from hunger and thirst, freedom from injury and disease, and freedom from fear and distress, and freedom from discomfort. And this is something that is actually largely not even, it's quite ignored when we think about how we want to control animals and dogs in particular. So I really love the topic of boundaries. And then I like to think about it a little further and a little deeper, and it has to do with just simple touch. So many dogs, and I want to say especially little dogs, get hands reaching out for them all the time because they're so cute and they want to be picked up. And very often dogs don't want that. They don't even have a choice. So the dog soon, it doesn't take much for a dog to learn it doesn't want those hands reaching out to it all the time. So just thinking about how you reach out to an animal, to a dog, can be a huge difference. Some dogs, and thinking about their past and what they've learned is always going to come into play, and their genetics and their environment. The major aspects of mediation, we're looking at the learning environment, genetics, and self. And if a dog has learned that every time a hand comes out, it grabs its collar, that dog is going to not want that hand, to come near him anymore. So the dog can learn. We actually can teach these things to the dogs without even realizing it, without meaning to. It's really a huge topic and something to think about when interacting with dogs. Because if I give them the space to say and give them the respect for their space and position and boundaries, I find that and invite them in, they will very often come themselves, just being patient and waiting. Many dogs are very curious, and they do want to meet people and know what's going on, and just giving them the options and thinking about their choices. You know, I can't even say how much it can change your relationship when you spend the time, and how thinking about the boundaries, and right up to, boundaries in a bigger space, to actually boundaries when we control right beside them. And it can give them some respect, and they are usually quite open to respect, I find. We give them the room, and you encourage people to not consider going over the dog, and to pat them and touch them, like staying on this side, staying on the away side, so they still have that, the closest side to you, so that they still have that openness to be able to move away if they want to. It's not confining. So just thinking about how you're handling and touching them can really make a big difference. And and respecting their boundaries. And as we know, many dogs, once they get past any fear or unsureness about a boundary, very often they're very willing to come right up to you and snuggle against your side and ask for more attention. Just learning what your dog and how the dog that you're working with wants to be handled, because every dog is different. Every single dog is different. My Ginger is in her moods. She doesn't always want to be much patted, and Chico too. He doesn't want to be grabbed, but he likes to come and snuggle, and he just wants to be patted a bit. And Herbie will jump right into your whole cell. He would jump right into your sweater if he could, right? He wants to come under my skin, I think. He's such a little love bug. And Hogan is a really nice combination. He likes to snuggle and hugs, and he actually really enjoys it. And that was my one dog that was taken to be put to sleep for aggression. So he has all this love that he wanted to give, and he does give now, and he gets love. And so just taking the time, giving the dog the space, the respect, and the choices, and learning the body language when the dog doesn't want, to be, their boundaries might be getting invaded. They show signs. Sometimes it's very subtle and small, but they do. Maybe just stepping back a little bit, or, you really small, but you get to learn your dog. So today in the Paws and Hearts Club, it's my Friday Solutions and Hacks. I'm going to talk a little more about these freedoms, and going to be taking a look at some solutions on helping to deal with how to help dogs that are having some issues, and to help them be more relaxed in places, when they're confined, and get rid of their fear of their confining feelings, and not feeling like their boundaries are being made small, giving them the ability to relax in the space and the boundaries that we have put them in. There's amazing ways to help dogs. So please join my Pleasant Hearts Club. If you want to talk about it, or just put membership in the comments, I would love to chat to anybody. I'm so glad to be creating this community of people that are going to be changing dogs, how they handle, how they work with them, what they do, and how they understand dogs, and being able to create amazing lives and relationships, and helping dogs thrive. Because it's all about dogs, and I want to keep dogs in their homes. Our rescues right here in Manitoba are seeing and bringing in some of the most heart-wrenching stories happening right now. And I want to help anybody. If you want to foster, if you're going to adopt, I want to help people be able to help those dogs thrive in homes. And because sometimes these dogs come with some pretty big issues after they've had a hard life like that. So please check out my pawsandheartsclub.com if you want to learn more. And thanks for listening. And I hope you all have a great day.